Hey there everyone, how you doing? So because people seem to enjoy the breakdowns I help do over on the Comic Book Cast channel, I decided I would do another trailer breakdown here on my own channel. But for something a little special, I wanted to do a breakdown on one of these DC animated movies, and if you couldn't tell, experiment just a little bit with the whole face cam thing. So with that, let's dig on into Justice League Gods and Monsters, and right off the bat here, they are showing that this one's a little bit more hardcore. This one is not one for the baby childrens. We get in there and it's a embassy massacre, and we got skeletons. Yep, we got Jack Skellingtons all up over here. It is not a good time. The big thing to keep in mind about this Justice League Gods and Monsters movie is that this is the return of Bruce Timm. Bruce Timm, for those of you who don't know, was the godfather of DC animation, from Batman the Animated Series to Justice League and everything in between. He was also the big-time producer on a lot of the animated movies, these direct-to-DVD ones, right up to Dark Knight Returns. Then he took a bit of a hiatus. He worked on the 75-year Superman special little animated deal, but he's back now. And what's interesting about this one is that, unlike all the other movies, this is not based on any pre-existing DC property. It's not in this whole New 52 shared continuity thing they're doing. This is a brand new idea from Timm himself, and of course it's very reminiscent of some of the stories that he would tell in his shows. Of course, this reminded me a lot of the whole Justice Lord storyline, and his big pitch going into it is that this would be a new world, a new alternate reality with a radically different Justice League, where they are every bit as crazy reimagined as some of the other superheroes have been. And as we dig on here even further, we see some familiar faces. We see Luthor, who looks to be something of a politician. He's got just a little bit of hair. He's not balding quite yet, and I like the little hair that he has is red. That's a nice little reference to DC continuity, and he is, of course, speaking out against the heroes, against the Justice League. Doesn't matter what universe we're in, Luthor does not seem to like the heroes. And you know what? Seeing as this is a more totalitarian, more tyrannical Justice League that we're dealing with here, the people don't seem to like them either. You know, down with the Justice League. They don't like them. Start your hashtag, Justice League bad. And as we dig on further, we get a good look of our Superman of this piece. Now, his big reinvention here is that while he is most definitely Superman, he is not the son of Jor-El. He is the son of Zod. Yep, the kneel before Zod guy. He was also not raised by the Kents, as we find out. He was actually raised by a Mexican couple as they were jumping the border. He even says, "Ay Dios mío" here, which, wow, that's interesting. The Justice League are getting drawn into this plot. Apparently someone or something, maybe this robot, is going around knocking off important scientists in the DC universe, and that is not good. The one Cyclops eye thing makes me think Brother Eye, but maybe I could be wrong. We get a nice big shot of the JLA watchtower, only here's the thing, it's not a satellite, it's actually a real honest-to-God tower just hanging out there. And we got the tanks coming down all Tiananmen Square style. We're introduced to our Batman of the piece, but he is not Bruce Wayne. He is Kirk Langstrom, who you may know as Man-Bat. And much like he did in the comics, as he does here, is that to cure his cancer, to cure his disease, he kind of ended up making himself a vampire. You know, like you do, comic book science, comic book medicine. And the way he figured is that if he's going to be a vampire, then he might as well drain the blood of bad people, which, hey, hard to fault his logic there. We get a nice shot of our Wonder Woman of the piece, wielding totally not a lightsaber. It's an energy sword, I swear, George Lucas. And her deal is that she is a new god. She's actually a consort and lover of Orion, but here reconstituted as the Wonder Woman of this universe. Still a warrior woman, still a fighter, and still with a very nice fashion sense, as you can agree. Digging on further, we see Luthor yet again. Now, apparently Luthor is going to play a big part in this movie, and as we can see, he's crippled here. He's in a wheelchair. Bruce Timm said that this Luthor would be much more in line with like a Stephen Hawking, and looking around here, we can see that they're probably not even on Earth. They look to be in space. Moving on further from that, we get our look at General Zod for the movie. And all of his goateed glory there. That's a bad man facial hair, is what that is. Good people don't have that facial hair. That's what Star Trek taught me. We get a look of our whole Trinity together. I have to wonder if we're going to see any other superheroes in this movie, or if this is just going to be the Trinity, this new re-envisioned version of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. What's even more interesting is that news keeps breaking about this project every day. There was talks that instead of a regular release, it's going to get like an episodic release on Machinima, or they're going to do like a prequel with that. A prequel comic was announced today. As I record this, I'm going to try and get a little panel of that up there. So it looks like Justice League Gods and Monsters is going to be a lot more than just a movie. It actually looks like it's turning into quite the multimedia project. A la Injustice, for those of you who remember that, only with a movie and not a game. Digging on further, and this is probably my favorite clip of the whole thing, Amanda Waller, President Amanda Waller. You know the world has gone completely topsy-turvy when Amanda Waller is the chief of state. That's freaking cool. Another face that might be familiar, I'm not sure, we get this blonde-headed, crew-cutted military guy fighting the League, and I have to wonder, is this Steve Trevor in this world? If there's no Diane, if there's no Wonder Woman, what happened to him, I wonder? And yeah, that's basically the trailer. That's Justice League Gods and Monsters, out soon. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown. I enjoyed doing it. Be sure to tell me in the comment section what you think. If you like this, I might do more animated videos like the one I'm doing right now. So thank you, everybody.